What's up, guys? I wanted to do one more Halloween tutorial for you. I wanted to go with the cat from Alice in Wonderland. I had an awesome time creating this and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you soon. Alright, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and prime the skin with the Benefit Professional because you know I got large pores. I fell out of love with this and now I'm back in love with it. I don't know, I'm digging it. Makes my skin look nice and smooth. Alright, so for the brows. I'm not using my traditional Anastasia or Benefit brow pencil. I'm using a lip liner. Yes, lip liner. And this is MAC lip liner in Night Moth. The reason why I wanted to use this is just simply because I wanted the purple to kind of flow with the rest of the look. So I used that to fill in my brows as usual, cleaned up with a little concealer brush. After I got that on, I just grabbed whatever purple eyeshadow handy. I'm actually going to be using purple eyeshadow from the Morphe 35C palette. It's very colorful, all matte, and I'm just going in with that just to kind of, defy the brows a little bit. Next up, I am priming my eyes with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. My shade is NC45, and I'm using a Mikasa Beauty Concealer brush. So I've been using these Mikasa face brushes for a little over a week now. They are bomb. I'm really glad that I tried them out. So I am going to go ahead and set my concealer with some translucent powder just to make sure that it doesn't budge and stays right in place. After that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the eyes. I wanted to keep the eyeshadow look kind of simple, well, as simple as possible. So first shade I'm going in with is a magenta shade, and that's in the Morphe 35C brush, and I'm using my MAC 224 just to really blend that into the crease. So that way we just have some different, shades and gradient of purple tones going. Then that same purple tone that I used to fill in my brows, I'm going to put that right in the crease. And I'm just using a tapered brush from Morphe, and I'm just going ahead and I'm going to sweep that all the way back and forth windshield wiper motion from the inner corner all the way to the outside and kind of sweeping it up a little bit. Next, I am moving on to the Urban Decay Electric Palette in a flat brush that is a MAC 247 brush, and the shade that I'm using is Jilted. It's the lightest purple in the electric palette, and I'm just patting that all over the lid, really making sure to build it up. Whenever I want to build up a shadow on the lid, I always press, pat it on. And then just going back in again with that purple tone and a blending brush, just making sure everything is blended out nice and seamlessly. Alright, so next up I am going with a buffing brush. I believe that's a Morphe M431 brush, and I'm just taking a light shade from the palette and I'm just really highlighting the brow bone. And then this is a very important part for me. If I get messy with my eyeshadow, just taking a beauty blender and just really cleaning up so that way I can elongate that eye and kind of give it that nice sharp cut on the outside. And I'm not doing anything too crazy with the wing liner. I'm just going to do a little wing, and I'm using the Kat Von D liner in Trooper. That is the tattoo liner, ink liner, one of the two. I can't remember which one. And then for my lashes, I'm using the Ardell 110. I absolutely love these lashes. They're so pretty, nice and natural, not too heavy, and super easy to get on the eyes. Alright, so the eyes, we're going to step away from those for a moment and we're going to go ahead and move into the face. I am using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation and my shade is 350 Coconut, and then I'm just using this Mikasa stippling brush here. This brush here, I like it. The only thing about it is it does shed, so that is annoying. So go ahead and let you guys know that right off the bat. This brush does shed. I think it's supposed to be like the little duo fiber brush. And then again with the concealer brush, I'm using my same concealer, MAC Pro Longwear, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that to highlight up under the eyes and then the center of my face as well, blending it out with a damp beauty blender. I really wanted to make sure that the center of my face was more highlighted than I typically do because I really want the center to kind of, have some lightness and bring that forward for the cat look. Then after I get that all blended out, you have to make sure you set this. So I'm taking my beauty blender and I'm going to push my Sacha Buttercup powder just right on to where I laid down that concealer, and then bringing it down towards my lips. I feel like that kind of really kind of gives it, you know, that funky cat look. And I'm just pressing this on. Now I'm not baking it. I did press a lot of it on, but I didn't bake it. As soon as I pressed it on, I went and grabbed the Mikasa powder brush, and I went ahead and just dusted all of that off because you guys know I tend to get a little bit creasy. So for that, for my contour, I did something a little different. I went into my Tarte lip palette and grabbed the darker purple tone, and I wanted to use that as a contour today, just to, you know, do something a little different. And again, I just wanted to go ahead and go with the whole purple scheme of things. And I did get a little heavy-handed. I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting it to be that dark. As you can see on my nose, I was just like, oh shoot. But I do eventually end up blending that out. So I used a MAC 224, and then I just used a Real Techniques powder brush to buff it out. Alright, next for the fun part coming up, I am taking the NYX Wonder Pencil. Whenever I'm doing any kind of crazy things on my face, I always like to use a light pencil first just to really sketch it out and draw it out, because if you just immediately go in with your gel liner or maybe like a black eyeliner and you screw up, that is going to be hard to wipe off. So just make sure you go ahead and use a light pencil. And for some reason I just realized the blush part was out. I already put my blush on as well. I used my Too Faced Your Love Is King blush. Now I'm taking gel liner. I'm going to be using gel liner basically for the whole thing as far as the outlining and shading for my mouth. So with an e.l.f. angled brush and the Maybelline gel liner, I'm just going right over what I sketched out for the mouth. So I had a little bit of a situation, as you guys can see. I went ahead, drew the lines on, started to fill in the teeth with the Ben Nye White Clown paint, and I was like, you know what, this ain't working. So I just went ahead and took the clown paint and painted directly over the mouth, the lines of the mouth. So that just goes to show, sometimes you do mess up. And I was like, you know what, I'm not wiping this whole thing off. I'm just going to work with it. So I just went ahead and painted all the way over the lines. And then I'm going to go back in and finish drawing on the lines for the mouth, for the teeth. I jacked up a little bit as far as me being in focus. I did not realize that until I started editing the video, so I'm sorry, but this is just basic straight lines. Nothing fancy, no technique. Same thing again with the angled brush and the Maybelline gel liner, and I'm just drawing straight lines down for the mouth. Alright, so after I get the lines on, as you can see, I was excited there. I'm going to go ahead and start shading in next. Oh, just kidding, no. I am going to go ahead and draw the line horizontally across so that way you can really see the teeth effect. I was really pleased with the teeth this go around. Teeth are very hard to do. I'm sure if you've tried it, if you're a makeup artist or you know you do face painting, you already know how that goes, but just really take your time and make sure you have a good reference to look at as well. Now I am going to add some details to the teeth. So this is where I feel like a lot of people go wrong, because I went wrong with this last year and with my previous skull, but I feel like a lot of people, when they draw the lines, they draw the line and try to draw the shape of the tooth, and that's not how it goes. You draw your lines, and then in order to create the shape of the tooth, you do that through shading. So I'm using an angled gel liner brush by e.l.f., still the same Maybelline gel liner, and I'm just going in and I'm creating the shape by shading with the liner. And then for the nose, I already have it sketched out with my NYX Wonder Pencil what shape I want it. Then again, going back to the e.l.f. angled liner brush, I'm just going to go ahead, outline the NYX Wonder Pencil, and then go ahead to be sure to fill that all the way in with the gel liner. Nose filled in. Next, super simple, same brush, same gel liner. I told you guys I'm going to be using this gel liner throughout the whole video practically. And I'm just drawing in 3 little whiskers on the face. You can make your whiskers as short as you want, as long as you want. You can make them purple if you want. Just go with the flow. This is the cool thing about it. You can really be as creative as you want. Grabbing the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sweet Glow Kit. There's that purple tone in there, and I was like, you know what? that is going to be bomb for this palette. So I just went right on in and I dabbed my finger in there and I put that right on the nose, just patting it down, then grabbing a Morphe fan brush. It's a tiny fan brush, and I'm just going to go right down the center of my nose. I just wanted to highlight my face. I typically, am not a big highlighter person. I was like, you know what? Just to kind of make it look a little bit more cooler, I'm going to highlight down the center of my nose, on my forehead, on my cheeks, on the side of my head, just everywhere where I was feeling highlight. And that highlight tone is called Sassy Grape. It is one of my favorite highlighters. I don't typically use it all over my face. Normally I'll use it as an eyeshadow, but yeah, Sassy Grape, it's bomb if you haven't tried it out. To make my eyes pop some more, I'm grabbing my NYX Wonder Pencil again. I'm going to run that all in the waterline. That's typically what I use my Wonder Pencil for anyhow, my waterline. And then I'm going to go back with my angled brush, grabbing some black liner from the Morphe 35C palette. And I really wanted to make sure that I was getting that a little up under the lash line because I didn't want it to be quite too smoky, but I want it to kind of look a little bit more dramatic than usual. And I made sure that I took that black shadow all the way into the inner corner, and then on the outside I flicked it up a little bit. So I have a little tiny wing liner, I have my eyeshadow flicked up, and then the black shadow for the liner flicked up. Now this was the fun part, creating the rest on my body. I used the Midnight Clown paint, and I'm just, making stripes all over my body. I'm using whatever little, I don't even know what that brush is, some random brush that I have, but I'm just making the stripes. I started off with the clown paint, and then for the purple part of my body, I'm going to grab my Snazzaroo. I have a Snazzaroo face painting kit that I love because I have some cool makeup that I'm doing for a lot of my clients this weekend for Halloween. So yeah, it's got great colors in it. What I do to get this to work well, I do make sure that I have like a cup of water and I dip the brush in there and swirl it around in the paint, and then I can really get the color to pop off the way I want. Next, I'm just taking that all the way up to my neck. And this was really fun getting off my body. Oh my gosh, I scrubbed my body raw trying to get all this stuff off. So if you have like a baby oil or something, that's probably your best bet. Wipe your body off with the baby oil and then jump in the shower. And then for this next part, I wanted to kind of just, give a little extra pop of color. I just used some purple spray hair paint that I had and sprayed my hair a little bit to add to the purple theme. And that is going to complete the look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Happy Halloween. Please be safe. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.